everybody, it's Mischievous now, live from Rockwell, Unscene Music Magazine and Tattoo.com. And I am here on a very special day in Green Bay, Wisconsin, with 9Electric's one and only
Thunderwood. How you doing, guys?
See, I totally wanted you to say it because you say it all like porn rock star-ish.
Yeah, it was a joke porn name. My last name's Underwood. Underwood! So, you know, it was pretty obvious.
It works.
It's a good singer name. It works.
It is. Speaking of singer, today is a very special day because today, Damaged Ones turns a week old. So, I am no singer, but I am going to do something that I thought I'd never do. Nobody listen to this. Happy birthday to you.
Ah, I'm blushing.
You should be, because I have like the voice for writing. And yeah, so you know, it all works out. But in all reality, the Damaged Ones, it's fucking awesome. I mean, I've been a 9Electric fan for a while now. We've seen you guys at the Whiskey many, many times. We've seen you on the road. And now here we are, all the way in Wisconsin, 2,000 miles from the Sunset Strip. And who the fuck do we bump into?
This guy. It's pretty cool seeing you guys here. I was like double taking as I was loading some stuff in. I was like, wait, I know these faces.
We
cool.
kind of scare people like that. And
what?
Yeah, you know, the people on the couch that keep coming back. The album. Can you tell me a little bit about? I love the album art. Who did the album art on there?
Anthony Davidson, and we actually worked on some stuff with him on our EP, like an earlier thing, and we really liked it. And this stuff is completely different from what he did on the EP, which shows his versatility. And it's moody, it's dark, it's got some really. I feel like you can touch his art. It's got some. It jumps out at you. I don't know what it is, but I love it.
It kind of grabs you by the balls, kind of like your guys' music. I mean, when I look at that, your music is the kind of music, when you listen to it, it blows the skin right off your fucking bones. It's awesome.
That's extreme.
Well, yeah, some people were like, well, it was cool. Well, describe cool. Awesome.
No, I'm really happy with how the album came out. We did a lot of pre-production. Micah, our drummer, is a pretty awesome producer himself, so we did most of the pre-production either on the road or at our own studio in LA. And then when we said, okay, these are the songs that we're going to work on, then we started working with Kane Churko, who's done a bunch of stuff like Five Finger Death Punch. He's worked with Ozzy. He's done In This Moment. Really young guy, just really talented. And he just put that extra little special shine on everything, and I'm just so stoked with it bringing. He was like almost like a fifth member. It was just such a good vibe as soon as we sat down with him.
That's awesome. And I gotta tell you, I was sincerely bummed because I saw that you guys did your CD release party in LA on Sunset Strip at the Whiskey. Well, we were here, and I was like, sadness. So how did your release party go?
It was good. It was like a crazy dance party. And somehow, like, it was actually upstairs at the Rainbow was where the main party was commencing. And somehow they had double booked the night. So there was like this random birthday party happening there. And the birthday party people were just like, hey, this is great. It was like we enhanced the birthday party. They shared their cake. It was amazing. Everyone had a really good time. So we made some new fans there, too.
Well, I got to say, like I said, I've seen you guys live a lot of times and love your show as a fan. As a photographer, okay, screw your red lights. That's all I'm saying. It's dark. Because you guys are so active. You guys jump and flip. Yeah. I mean, it's you guys almost wear me out to watch you. And that's like the first song. So I guess that makes me old. But, the rest of the group is all out there. Yeah, and I'm brittle. I'm going to break.
When I was a kid, I saw a few live shows of bands that I was like a huge fan of their album. And I get to the show, and they're just phoning it in. And I'm just like, I would have rather popped the CD in and stared at a poster that was moving more than these guys were up there. And so I really took it to heart. And then I would see some other bands, who were like the polar opposite. I remember seeing Rage Against the Machine one time, and it was just so intense. And, oh, that was a serious wreck over there.
Yeah, it was.
That was woo! Good luck, guys. All right. Wow. Serious, man. Yeah. I just saw like stuff fly up in the air and everything. All right. Hope they're all right. Where were we? That took me way out of my element.
You were explaining why you are like half monkey on stage.
Oh yeah.
In the nicest way.
Well, it was basically. So I saw some other bands that really laid it down, like Rage Against the Machine, and I realized that every show that you have, the music is just a small element about it. The rest of it is the moment that you share with the people who come there and pay that ticket price to go see you. They're not there just to hear your music. You can sound like for instance, not to knock these guys, but they're one of the coolest bands on the planet. But the Clash, they're not known as a great sounding live band, but they have one of the coolest live shows. You know, when you watch the old footage, it was just so inspiring. It's about the moment, it's about the intensity, and it's about telling the truth and sharing those moments with people. So I just took all those elements and kind of said, okay, there's no excuse to not lay down that kind of intensity if you have the ability to. It's a missed opportunity otherwise.
So you give what I think is the best part of a band, which is the experience. Because like you say, if you just want the music and you want it to sound good, you can sit at home, get high, put it in your CD player and listen to it in your underwear. Yeah. But for a show, you want to feel the sweat, you want to be in the pit and break a bone. Yeah, and
the album version of something it's like for a different reason. It's like a document of a time, it's an idea, it's like a template. Okay, this is what we did and this is what we did in the studio. And for different reasons, sometimes I'll visit one song, a version live that I like more for some reason, and I'll pop on the album version, I'll like it for a different reason, but it's all about what it's for, and it's, you know what I mean, what it does for you, whether it's a more cerebral or more just a body thing, you just want to rock out, it just depends.
I like that. That's probably the best explanation I've ever got. And again, I was talking about your music being art, and you showed us some tattoo earlier. All and right, since we are with Tattoo.com, any ink that you want to talk about?
All right, so, well, this was my first one. I'm a Scorpio. I had a girlfriend. She talked me into it because it was her birthday, so I went with her. And, and then I kind of ran out of ideas, so I said, just repeat it, bro. You still got the stencil. They just fucking flipped it over, and that was that. So, good story, amazing story. Sunset Strip, woo! That was at Shamrock Social Club. I can't remember the guy's name. Thanks, guy's name, I don't remember. I did this one actually live on the air. I was in Pueblo, Colorado. This cool guy named Derek with a big old beard was there. And I was doing a radio interview, and they just said, let's get you some ink live on the air, and that's what we came up with. I was a big fan of Hunter S. Thompson, and when he passed away, I wanted to get something like this, so it was perfect timing. It was right after that happened. And I'm Ron, so I had it personalized to Ronzo. Ta-da! And then this one's pretty goofy. I had a tech who was he was Peruvian, and I wanted some, like, pretty gangsta looking tattoos on my knuckles. I'm like, dude, like the prison style. And he goes, all right, I know just the place. And he takes me to East LA, and he's like, don't talk to these guys. I talk to them. You just sit in the chair. So he interpreted and everything, and I just sat down. The place was called Azteca. They didn't talk to me. They didn't look at me. They just started going to work. And then and they're playing AC/DC, so I'm like, I know I'm down with these guys. They got all their shirts off. They've got like a prison break. See, the one guy who's tatting me up has a full-on prison break scene with like the lowrider car in the guard tower right here, and the guy jumping over the fence, and the guards like kind of chasing, and the lowrider car with the getaway honey in the driver's seat, like full. That's what was on his body, right? So I'm like, this is awesome. And they're playing AC/DC, and they're not talking to me, and they're kind of just like giving me these looks like, what's this white boy doing in here? And I'm like, oh man, I'm so scared, but this is great. And he starts tattooing the shit out of my knuckles, and he notices I didn't have any of this stuff yet. He's like, what do you do for a living, man? I'm like, I'm a musician. He's like, really? You any good? I'm like, my old band was doing pretty well at the time. It was called Opiate for the Masses. I go, yeah, we just debuted a song on MTV. And he's like, MTV? Could we get a picture with you? All of a sudden, everyone speaks English just out of nowhere. Wow, you guys could speak English. They're like taking pictures with me, all giving me their cards. Send your friends in here. Send your friends in here. So yeah, I was off the hook. But yeah, Alhambra, Azteca, baby.
Do you have any plans for any new ones?
Well, I've got a few more. This actually was at a house party in Traverse City, one drunken night. Ooh, poop. And then we had a little more ink left over. It was, okay, this was the most bizarre thing. It was Traverse City, Michigan. I was on tour with that former band, Opiate for the Masses, and actually my current bass player, I was also on tour with him. He was in a band from New Jersey called Dry Kill Logic. And so we were traveling around the U.S. about 10 years ago with Drowning Pool. We ended up at this show, Traverse City, Michigan. There was like these stripper/soccer moms there who invited us home. So we're like, all right, cool. They got a pool. They're going to feed us. And they had like this full-on strip club set up in their basement. But there was like tricycles in the front yard. It was so bizarre. It was like suburbia, but like some secret dark like bottom lounge under it. Had like a back mirror all across the wall, moving lights. They like really did it up. Anyway, they had a stripper pole. And so I'm sitting in this lazy boy chair, just drinking beers, getting poop tattooed on my lip. And we couldn't think of anything else. I was like, I kind of want some, after these knuckles, I'm like, I kind of want something gangsta on my chest, like in cursive. And they were like, we couldn't think of anything more gangsta than gangsta. And they added the bling just for some touch. I didn't even tell them to do that. They just understood. It was some like kid down the street who had the coolest coolest neighbors ever, obviously. He was like 18, like hanging out with these soccer mom strippers, like giving tattoos to rock guys. It was such a weird scene, but
This kind of sounds like a porn, just told in PG.
Well, I mean, I'm going to leave other details out from later, but it was definitely a memorable night. It was the most bizarre beginning to, a tattoo.
So basically, you're the kind of person that if some random person just says, I'm going to ink you, just sit there and take it?
It's about just with the concept of having a live show and having the experience, I think the memory or the story behind it is really the strength of why it's part of my life, you know what I mean? It's like a document. What's up, guys? This is Thunderwood from 9Electric, and you're watching Tattoo.com.